All right, we're on the air live. Good evening, everybody. It is Monday again, and December 17th, 2018. Welcome to the Stunthangar video hangouts, and that is sponsored by the Stunthangar Control Line forums. And I'm Rusty. I'll be your host for the next few hours. We usually run until minimum of midnight Eastern U.S. time, and if the conversations are going good, we'll hang in there until my either my face hits the keyboard or something something else stops the show. So anyway, glad you're here. It looks like we got a couple of viewers on YouTube already, and over in the At the Bench thread, I've posted the links to the YouTube watch page and to the video channel, and that's the only way you can get in here on video is to be logged into the Stunt Hanger Control Line forums. Go to the At the Bench thread, click the link, and you'll be right here. And so, while I wait for somebody to come in, I guess I'll just sit here and chat to chat to my lurkers, and nobody's signed in by name over on the YouTube side yet. I did the other night. We talked about it. I clarified the instructions on how, if you are a video guest with us and you want to help me keep up with the conversations that are happening in the video chat box over on YouTube, then I put enough information in there to get you started, and then let me know, and we'll talk to you the rest of the way in. And we got several people helping us out, and it makes the conversation flow better because we've got a lot of people over on the chat box, the text, talking about the text chat box, that know a lot of information that is important that we need to include in our conversations. So that's the idea, is to get our live video guests and our text only YouTube guests talking to each other. It looks like we got 5 viewers going on right now. So welcome to the show. And I got my uh, coffee and snacks and everything else that'll hold me until at least midnight. And hope y'all will come in and talk with me. If you don't, I'll try to think of something to talk about between now and then. The weather finally turned nice here. This past weekend, it was just kind of the look out the window sort of day at the rain and cold, and it's perked up now. So looks like a spring day out there today, bright and sunny, and temperatures might have hit the 60s. I'm not sure exactly, but for the next few days, we got flying weather. So hope some of you Southerners in my region of the country can get out and put some planes in the air, or at least get out to your shop and build some. One of our local Carolina gang posted in the thread over on Stunthangar called "What Did You Do in Your Shop Today?" and it showed his new workshop in progress being built in the backyard. I didn't even know he was building a new workshop. That's Don Jenkins, one of our better builders. I think he's flying expert now, and he tore up advanced for a few years, and so now I believe he's doing the expert circle. So that's cool, Don. You got yourself an expert workshop now, and he put some beautiful builds together in there. Got a new one on the table that says he's read it today, and it said that he's moving slow on it, but he hopes it's going to be his Nats plane this summer. So he got a little time before that. So wish you luck with that. Can't wait to see it. And let's see. I think after the holidays, one of our first meetings is the one at Watt Moore's Field up in Chester, South Carolina, and that's always on my list of must attend meetings, and that's also where we get to see what everybody's been doing all winter, because when the end of February comes along, when that meeting is when we start getting teased with a few nice warm clear days, and people are just starting to get out, and we get to see what they've been doing all winter, building building planes and what all. So looks like we got 7 viewers watching over on YouTube. So welcome everybody. And if you're interested in helping us out, there's the super chat symbol at the bottom of the chat box. Looks like a block letter $sign. And if you click that, you can give us a little donation, just to keep the show going, to keep Sparky up to date on his server fees and equipment it takes to do all of this, and all the videos he does when he goes to the Nats and Brodak, and my own hobby budget too. And so we appreciate it if you can donate to that a little bit. And if you can't, then we understand. Doesn't matter. That's fine. And if you just don't want to, hell, that's fine too. Everybody's welcome. It's not a pay to play site. Jack Snavely, hello Jack, and that's our first YouTube poster up tonight, and hopefully a few others will be dropping in. Hope everything's good in your part of the country, Jack. And I believe that's Kansas, right? Did I please tell me I got it right. I get them so mixed up. We got so many people. I try to learn everybody's name and location. Sometimes I get it right. But anyway, as long as your location is here on Monday and Friday nights, we're happy. And my phone just dinged. I wonder if that's one of our faithful followers. Sometimes they text me to tell me what's happening with their show schedule, but not yet. But anyway, I'll wait however long it takes. And let's see, I better turn on some of my control panels over here. Make sure that the guests we want to come are the ones that are able to get in. There we go. Oh, David Phillips. Hey, David's in my part of the country, up in the Raleigh-Durham area. When he first signed in, and when I first met him, I guess it's been a couple of months ago now, I asked him if he was related to Team Phelps, Jerry and Mary. And Jerry Phelps is a pretty well-known guy for building models and various other things. And I think he's a member of our Carolina Gang Club. I'm not sure, but every time I go to Huntersville, well, almost every time I go to Huntersville, I see him up there. And I think my wife knows him better than I do. My wife's Holly. A lot of people know Holly. Whenever we pull up in front of Watt's house on, if she comes to a meeting with me, Watt's out there standing on the porch, and he hollers out, "Hey, Holly's husband just got here." Goes to show who he loves to see. That's okay. I'll take it. Got my Christmas golden decorated coffee cups out, the Christmas china, and I decided to see if this one would fly to pieces in the microwave, because it's got this gold handle, and you can't see it in the camera, but I did create a little bit of mottling along the gold paint in the handle. So now we know that you can't put those Christmas coffee cups in the microwave. I kind of suspected that something like that might happen, but I had to see it for myself. It's true. It's true. Okay, people, 10 viewers at 11 a second ago. It rises and falls. and we're just I don't have a real monologue to give you tonight. Um, I expect it's not going to be long before I'm back out in the shop, and I'm hoping. And when I do, I'll have a lot more things in my head to talk about in the dead air time while we're waiting for guests to come onto the show. Because I'll be back to building and doing all the things I love. Right now, I got standing water on the floor that seeps in from the flooded yard, and I can't do a thing about it. And I don't think it's too bad. I've vacuumed up to 15 gallons of water off of that floor before. And doesn't hurt anything. I keep everything that I don't want to get wet off the floor and on the shelves, but all that humidity doesn't help a damn thing. So my my plants hanging from the clothesline are probably feel a lot like toilet paper right now. So just let them hang and hopefully they'll dry out when the rain gives us a more than a 2 or 3 day break. Looks like this week might be good for that. I think the humidity's pretty low, somewhere in the 40s or 50s. And yeah, man, I got things to do, fun to have. I'm ready to get back in action, and so I'm expecting to get the clearance pretty soon here. Might be might be a month or more, but hey, whatever it takes. Just so I just so I can stay there a while when I get reinstated to the active crowd instead of sitting on the bench cheering my team. Be out there catching passes and making touchdowns. Speaking of which, it's football bowl season. I guess my hometown team's got a bowl coming up after Christmas. That would be the University of South Carolina Gamecocks, and I believe we are playing the Virginia Cavaliers in one of the lower tier bowls. I think we had a 7-win season this year, so not quite what we were hoping for, but a lot of things look really good with the Gamecocks. So we're hoping they'll break out of their 100-year-old habits and make themselves relevant. And we got several of our members on here live in big football towns. I know Steve Hines in Michigan absolutely hates the Michigan college Michigan team. I think he's a pro football. I don't know if he's a pro football fan or not, but he doesn't like. I think it's Harbaugh is Michigan's coach. But he seems to. I don't know. I don't know who's winning, who's not. Gotta wait till bowl season gets into full swing, and I'll start paying attention to it again. Come on, people. Somebody join up with me so I don't have to talk about stuff I know nothing about, like college football. Another slow Monday night so far. Jack and David. So tell me, have either one of you guys ever been on the live feed with the Stunthangar Hangouts, with the Google Hangouts that we do? I'm trying to remember if either one of you has ever been able to get in, or if you've got bandwidth problems, or what's keeping you from coming in live, or if you don't want to, that's fine too. And some people prefer not to, but just curious. I'd like to meet you in person sometime. I expect I'll be meeting David in May, either in Huntersville at the Carolina Classic. That's what they call the spring contest, or the week after that. Well, actually 2 weeks, because it's the last day, the last Saturday of Joe Knoll. We have a stunt contest, and so a lot of people in North and South Carolina show up there. and that's Triple Tree Aerodrome. It's only 90 minutes from my house, and we can go up there and fly on some Wednesdays and Saturdays. I can't remember exactly what the schedule is. It's not every. I think it's every of one and monthly, one day a month of the other, Wednesday and Friday, but I can't remember which is which. And that's the days that they have the control line circles prepped and mowed and ready for us. No circles up there at Triple Tree are like golf course greens, or even smoother, um, without the rolling hills too, of course. But they're so smooth you could plant the plane on its wheels and roll around if you wanted to. David Felt says I'm in Core Huntersville. I'm in something Huntersville. Well, anyway, um, I think it's about time to make hotel reservations if you want to get a first floor room or anything special like that. Uh, Usually we make when we check out at the Huntersville contest, we make the reservation for the following year, and like the same room if possible, and that way we don't have to try to remember. It's already set. When we check out, we just give them our name, tell them the room we want. All right. Oh, David's on his phone. No wonder he can't type. His automatic spelling correct is giving him hell. Okay, let's see. Let me go back and says, um, I'm in for Huntersville. That's what David said. All right, that wasn't so hard. Yeah, man, I'm in for Huntersville too. We will see you there in May. And as far as I know, that's always the first weekend in May, and it's usually last day of April, first day of May, something like that is the Friday, and then um, I think they're open on Thursday actually if you want to practice, but you got to let somebody know so they can open the gate for you if you're an out of towner, and the local club members have keys, and so there's people that'll let you in if you come on Thursday. I believe that's the way it works. But wait for the flyer to come out. In fact, I've got the flyer. I need to tune it up, get it back to Will Davis, and it's time to start publishing that kind of stuff. Our spring contests are closer than you think. Man, that's exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. So it's almost the time of the year when we start counting the weeks to spring. Hey, where is everybody? It's 10:02 and I got no visitors. Let me double check on Stunthangar and make sure I posted the at the bench thread. I'm gonna feel really stupid if I didn't. Yeah, it's posted. Red one time. Let me refresh that. And it has been read 2 times. So not a lot of interest tonight. Or everybody's busy, one or the other. There's no pattern between Friday nights and Monday nights as to which one's more fun or which one's busier. I tried to find a pattern, for a long time after we first started doing this show to see what the difference between the two nights were. Everybody's mood. From on Friday, maybe they've been working all week and are tired, or on Monday, maybe they flew all weekend and had a great time and got stuff to talk about, videos to show or whatever. But it's unpredictable between Monday and Friday night. But we're here both nights. Oops, dead air. Somebody run has or somebody usually drops in and or Bob Bishop, I think actually he drops in and entertains me until the first video viewers come in to help keep me from having to talk to dead air, but nobody around tonight. My microphone is apparently working. I can see little blinking green lights, and I can see my mouth moving, so I can tell I'm talking. Here comes somebody. I've got to manually click you in, and who have we got? Looks like Jamie Holford. And show in broadcast. There you go. Hey, Jamie. When you unmute your mic, you'll be in live with us. All right. Finally got somebody to talk to.
How's it going?
Okay. I was getting a little worried nobody was going to come see me tonight. How you doing? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad, I reckon.
What'd you do for fun? You didn't have a contest this weekend, did you?
Nah. Didn't really do much of anything, to be honest.
Oh, well, let me see that handle you got there. Is that?
No, it was the one I showed the last time I was on.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a nice one. How much does it weigh? Is it pretty light?
Let's see. It's got a little weight to it. It's got aluminum for sure.
Yeah, I used to never think it mattered, but a lighter handle does help.
It's like 4.5 ounces.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
And compared to one of these,
yeah, I got one kind of like that.
It's like 0.7 ounces. You know.
Oh yeah.
Is that a Randy Smith carbon fiber?
Oh yeah, I bet that is light.
I say Randy Smith. I know he sells them. That Paul Walker design or whoever designed it.
Jack Snavely says I'm just watching on my phone and sanding on a wing for a junior ringmaster. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I don't have any junior sized planes. I got some engines for them. I got some TD09s, and I've got a Thunder Tiger 15 ball bearing. I think it's a ball bearing. That'd be a Thunder Tiger Pro. That's been so long since I've messed with it. I can't remember now. Maybe it's a plain bearing, but I like the Thunder Tiger engine. That's what I started Stunt with, a Thunder Tiger 25 on my shoestring. That was back when I didn't have a clue how to make an engine run a stunt run. It had too big of Venturi and used to cough out at the top of every loop like a fox.
Oh man!
It was either screaming or coughing, no in between. I was looking around in the forums. I hadn't gotten to do much forum reading lately. I finally saw the thread where you posted back in November about getting your truck getting stolen, and so I didn't know what you were talking about at first the other night when we were talking about it on here, and that was a terrible. When something like that happens, it just pisses me off to no end. To be violated like that. I've had people come in my house when I wasn't home. When I was out flying one time, somebody broke a window and came in the house.
But you know, I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even mad at all.
Well, that's good because it doesn't help a bit. I mean, when bad stuff happens, you can either cry about it or you can laugh about it. You know, take your pick.
Yeah. Because I mean, thanks to them, I got a new car I'm going to pick up tomorrow, and I'm $5,000 richer. So you know what? Screw it.
Hey, yeah. What kind of new car are you getting?
It's a SUV, a 2017 Dodge Journey.
That ought to be a pretty good vehicle. What kind of engine's in it?
It's a 6-cylinder. That's about
Yeah,
all I can tell you.
hey, I got a V6 in my Hyundai Santa Fe. It's almost 300 horsepower. That's a scatty little vehicle. It's a two-wheel, front-wheel drive. Be nice if it was all-wheel, but it's still a great car. And I never thought I would drive an SUV, but when I started building and flying bigger airplanes, I had to get rid of my little Mazda P5, which was a really fun car to drive. I sold it to Wayne, my flying buddy, and I think he enjoys it. He missed his Porsches that he used to autocross with, and so now he's got my old Mazda P5 to snatch around and having fun with it. I miss it. I have a hard time bringing myself to sell it, but I'm glad somebody that knows how to drive it like it was designed to be driven, has got it instead of just somebody that's using it for a grocery getter. And here comes Tom Creasy. Let me click old Dr. Tom in. There we go. There we go, Tom.
I needed something else anyway, and so especially with size. Now it ain't got all the room like I would perfectly desire, but it ain't lacking.
What color is it?
I was looking at two of them. One was like a metallic gray, and it had some features. It was a 2016, but I ended up settling on it on the 2017, and that one's jet black.
Yeah, I've had one black car in my life. It was a 67 Camaro SS. And here comes Charles. Let me let Charles in. And there we go. I finally figured out the secret of one-click entries. I don't have to fight with this thing to get people in now. Good evening, Charles.
Hey, good evening.
How are you tonight? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, I did. I had a really good weekend. I flew Friday and Saturday, and I had a blast Saturday. The weather was just a little bit was overcast and slight breezes and tight lines.
So some sports are best on an overcast day, and control line is one of them.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, if it's warm and overcast, which I'm pretty sure it probably was in Southern Cal.
It was actually pretty comfortable. It was a little bit cool, I mean, it was beautiful. I wish I didn't have some things I had to attend to, as I would have stayed out there even longer than I did.
Yeah,
I did put in probably on about 6 flights, I think, Saturday.
I'd call that a good day.
Yeah.
Take a look at that jig that Tom's got on his table there.
Yeah, I was admiring that.
Fuselage jig. Yeah, I got it clicked up now too.
It's still in the works. I'm gonna trim it down a little bit more. But getting there.
Did you make that jig?
Yeah. Yeah, I got I got a router today. The keyholes. The keyhole slot.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's neat.
Let's see, Zane.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
it'll go. You can adjust it. It's pretty variable.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What kind of
Now
wood?
I can, now I
What
can
kind of
build
wood
it.
is it cut out of?
What's that?
What kind of wood did you cut that out of?
Popular. Yeah, I went to the base on it is I went to the milling department there in Menards and get myself you know, it's planed and jointed on the edges. I mean, it's a flat board
Yeah.
where it's not going to be cupped. You know, there's not going to be warped or anything. It was like $689 or something like that for the board.
Did you put any kind of sealer on it?
No, I haven't done that yet.
I don't know if it's necessary or not. And it seems like it would help over the long term keep moisture from distorting it.
Yeah, but
So the right angle legs are popular, right? And then the base is popular, or the base is something else?
what's that?
What is the base made out of?
Poplar?
And then the right angles are made out of poplar also?
No, they're made out of pine.
Okay.
Yep. But they're a true 90.
Very nice.
But I think I'm gonna cut these down. I'm gonna cut this off the top yet on all of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how tall to make it, you know.
Right.
So actually, I wish I would have got this a 1x6. I wish I would have got like a 1x8. 1x8 would have been better.
Hey, build another one someday.
Yeah, it didn't take too long. I mean, what took the longest was the 90 degrees right there. But anyway, what are you all doing?
Not much. It took forever to get anybody in here. I was just talking.
I know I was vacuuming my shop.
Oh. Yeah,
It needed a clean job.
Yeah, I need to vacuum water off the floor in my shop.
Water?
Yeah, we've had so much rain lately that water seeps in through the concrete block underpinning and then puddles up on the floor. But I don't think it's a lot. I haven't seen it because I can't go out there, but Holly goes out to the freezer and told me that there was some water creeping in.
Well, that sucks.
According to her, it's not too bad. She might be just saying that so I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But whatever. I can't do anything about it whether I worry or not.
Hey, Rusty, you might be able to tell me exactly what these are for. There. Here's your basic half-face snap starter.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What in the world does this bigger one go to?
Oh, hang on. Let me click on you.
They look like they're the same size, but they're not. Hey, this is the 049. I'm guessing this one might be 09. It's kind of
I
heavy.
didn't know they made one for an 09. Show me the other end of the smaller one.
Okay, the other end of the small one.
Okay.
Still a hook. Here's the other end of the other one.
That's a Norvell starters.
Norvell?
Yeah. Yeah, that little tang that sticks out at the back is supposed to go through a hole that's bored into one of the mounting tabs. And rather than do that, I just put a pair of zip ties and zip it to the beam, to the bottom beam on the nose. And if you do it like that, you can use it on either Cox's or Brodacks or lots of different types of engines will accept that starter spring and work well. And a brand new Norvell really begs for a spring to start it the first time. So
So you're saying
but that's a Norvell.
Somebody actually be able to sell those. And
You can get them from envyengines.com.
okay, well, there goes that book.
And of course, Bernie and Matt both sell the Cox starter springs. That's Matt with xmodelengines.com and Bernie with coxengines.ca.
Check this out. This, I just figured out what it was. I forgot it was in this box. I got it a couple of weekends ago. But it's a test stand. You got the main pattern there for the, say, like the baby bee tanks and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got these here for like the TDs and the 061s.
Oh, very nice.
And then you got the holes drilled at the bottom if you want to do the external tank. And then the hole drilled in the middle for that little port behind the tank plate of the baby bees and stuff.
Oh, the breather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have neglected to bore a breather hole before and looked pretty foolish trying to start an engine, wondering why it wouldn't run.
And this thing's drilled and tapped where, you know, you can just bolt it straight to the plate and you got the holes on top.
Yeah.
Going through to screw it down either up and down for the baby bee or screw it down flat for the beam mounted. So it's set up to either take radial mounted engines or beam mounted.
Where'd you come across that bit of goodness?
That was in this this half A box I got from Alan Peretz estate.
Yeah, that's nice. Nice to have.
And I got all kind of things in here. I got these little I'm just gonna go ahead and call them combat mounts because that's all I ever see them on, the little rails.
Yeah, I got a couple of pairs of those, one of which disappeared.
I got some of these things. I'm not really sure. They look almost like trim tabs. You could bend them and they'll stay, but I'm not really sure what these things are.
For hanging.
Like it used to be it looks like it used to be a label divider for a file cabinet. Let me let
Yeah.
in here.
Now I don't know why they would be in here, but you can actually bend it and it'll stay. So you could.
Oh, there we go. Hang on.
You got it to a little trim tab for a small plane. I wouldn't use another.
There we go. Okay. Come on, light up, Steve. Hang on, Steve. I'll be with you in a second.
They got all kinds of stuff.
I thought you weren't coming in. It's just you got low light. Okay, Steve, you're in. You can turn your mic on. There we go. Yep. Yeah, I thought it wouldn't let you in, but you're just under low light conditions tonight.
Yeah, I'm changing. So I lost my computer room and this well, I get the computer room hooked back up in the basement, I guess.
Who'd you have to give your room to?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. So what happened with your other room? Did you have to make room for somebody else?
Yeah, Samantha's best friend moved in, so I lost that bedroom. That's okay.
Dum dum dum.
Oh well.
What's behind you, Steve?
Oh, that's Samantha's new plane.
Okay.
Figured I'm gonna try to get some lights on. More lights on anyway. Yeah, that lit things up.
Oh yeah, that's better.
How are you guys?
Nice. Oh, it's good.
Little different tail and
Yeah, it's good.
so far 24 ounces.
Very good. Yeah.
So what are we looking at right now? It's got silk span on the wing.
No, that's a foam.
Oh, foam with sheeting over it and some carbon veil. You might have just locked up. There we go. Now you're moving again.
Oh, very cool.
Foam wing with embedded carbon fiber. And when it's done, it'll look like a built-up wing.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is going to be a high load for the battery.
Very nice.
Is that magnetic that's holding that door on? It looked like it's snapped on with magnets.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, cool.
The camera's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's two in there, and yeah, Dennis at a mission. He had that all lasered, that battery box and stuff lasered up, and then I built the fuselage around it. So a little bit more to go, but I'm not sure. I was wondering if Sparky was on. He'd know about where it'll set for weight, being 24 ounces, ready for landing gear, wheels, and stuff like that. But I'm not 100% sure.
Hadn't seen Sparky yet tonight. So how much room do you have for sliding the battery back and forth? I guess it depends on the battery.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. So I'm hoping that that got enough, because use the battery far enough forward. But that's a Bob Hunt tail. He made this real light, and so I've been really careful on the weight. So I hope it balances okay. But basically, that's a I can't think of the name of it. So Randy Smith. It's not the Vector. It's the other one that's the same size as the original Vector.
Is that an SV? One of the SV model?
It's got an SV11 front end, and then the other is I can go downstairs and look, see what the name of the airplane is. But then all the other numbers are from that.
Is there a Tempest or a Dreadnought?
No,
Evolution.
It's 620 square inches. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right.
Novar?
We'll find out in a minute. What you munching on, Charles?
Awesome. Freshly made popcorn. Over the stove popcorn, not the microwave.
Oh, I hadn't had over the stove popcorn in a long time.
Yeah.
Used to be the only way to do it. Buy that little jar of kernels and oil at the grocery store and pour them in there.
That's right.
Invariably pour too many in there.
Yeah, I've been doing it so long, I'm getting pretty good at it.
The only time I really like popcorn is when I go to the movies. I like that yellowish stuff they sell. I always get it good and greasy and salty.
Yeah.
I used to be strictly a salty snack guy until I had to be fluid restricted, when I had to start dialysis, and salty stuff made me thirsty, so I kind of started leaning towards sugary snacks. And you've seen how that's gone so far.
Yeah.
Between
It's a
Mike and Ike and
Starus.
cotton candy and everything else.
Mm.
Now I got a big jar of peppermint balls, and they're candy cane stripe, but they're soft like buttermints, and man, those are so good. They're individually wrapped though. That can be maddening when you want to eat them fast.
My wife and kids are downstairs making these treats where it's like a pretzel base, and it has like a not a Kissies, but a Hugs. Not those Hugs.
Yeah.
With white chocolate, and then they have an M&M. They just push it all down and put it in the oven to melt it, and then they put it in the freezer.
Oh yeah.
Quick freeze it. Those are delicious. You have the salt and the sugar and the chocolate. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, great combinations. Some stuff gets too sweet for me. I can't stand stuff that's overly sweet, but there's a good compromise amount of sweetness I like. I got my Christmas coffee cups out here with the gold trim and all on it. And
oh, nice.
I messed up the handle on this one experimenting with the microwave night. So now we are sure. I was pretty sure. Now I am sure that you can't put that cup in the microwave. It threw a few sparks and made a little modeling design on the gold painted handle. So yeah, we won't do that anymore.
Hey Tom, were you on this today? Bob Hunt stuff?
Say that again.
Were you on this on the video chat thing with Bob Hunt and stuff today? I got something on my phone that said there was a video chat, said Bob Hunt, said your name. Someone called me, I don't know, but I couldn't get it to work.
I didn't get a YouTube notification today or anything about that.
No, it wasn't.
What's that in, Steve?
It was something with Google Hangouts. I don't know if I still got it on my phone or not.
Oh.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't get one.
I didn't get it.
It was only for
I was busy taking a 30-inch refrigerator and putting it through a 28-inch door. It took 4 hours.
What did you finally have to do to get it to go through? Take the coils off the back.
And then I had to take the brackets of the radiator because the radiator it stood out about 2.5 inches. Taking the brackets loose, collapsed a little bit, and then whoop, and then got it in there.
Yeah, it says, this thing says Thomas Creasy joined the conversation. But
I'm always joining the conversation.
I don't know.
Oh.
I took Google Hangouts off of my telephone.
You see,
Hang on a minute. Let me see.
Let me click on that. Yeah, I disabled.
Hold on. I about got the last number of your bank account. Hang on.
All right.
Yeah, I see it. I don't understand it either. I don't know, man.
You get my bank account.
Worth your while.
Much time in it.
Oops, I'm sorry. We're over talking.
Yeah, sometimes so many people try to talk at the same time. It just sounds like mud.
Oh, it sounds to me. It sounds like wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, kind of like that.
And what it is too is that this is on the Wi-Fi, and I don't think it's as fast or does anything as good as hooked right into the internet with that cable or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
I got
what,
really good. I got really good connection.
on my telephone, on the Androids, you can set at least on the version I've got, you can set them to default to Wi-Fi for telephone calls if the cellular signal is low. And so when I'm at home, a lot of times I just turn my cellular service off and go straight through Wi-Fi, and it's the next best thing to being hooked through straight on a cable. And when people call, like if I got a call and talk to somebody about business, be it a doctor's appointment or whatever else, then I know that my end is not causing any breakups in the connection because it goes straight through the router, through the Wi-Fi. That is.
So, Tom, did you make up that building board or did you buy it?
No, I made it up myself, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Last time I seen one for sale, they wanted $250 for it. And I'm like, yeah, it took a little bit to make all them, but as I'm telling them, this here, it's pine. I made it out of an old one by. I mean, this one by is probably, I think, dates back to 1970s. So it's not moving anywhere, and it's really hard. So that's what I had in the scrap. So I thought, well, hell, took me a while to get them in perfect 90. You know,
you got a lot of wings there, but they're kind of short. I don't know how much lift you're going to get.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did put some dihedral on it.
Yeah.
You know, on the
You gotta watch your washout.
Uh-huh.
You gotta watch your washout.
Oh, no, I got it on a piece of milled popular, so it's super straight.
I hope your tail don't snap.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks
Give
like
me
a centipede.
It all
Give
goes
me a-
down and
Yeah, it does, don't it? But I didn't know how tall to make these right here, but I don't think these need to be that tall. But if I like a profile, I like a wide, fat profile. You know, a wide one. So maybe I ought to just leave them like that. I don't know. I don't even know if I
Or
even
have
do.
two sets depending on what you're
yeah,
building.
but another set, short ones, long ones.
Yeah, that's true. I wish I would have bought a 1x8 or a 1x10, but I was afraid the wider I go, the more of a chance the board, you know,
Oh yeah.
might. But like I said, when it's milled, it's usually when it goes through the planer, it's knife blades that cut it. So if the grain is going to move, it's going to move, you know, before the planer.
Well, yeah, it's all kiln dried and all the warp is in it. Then you plane it flat.
Right,
Usually
right.
stays.
Plus, it was wrapped in plastic, you know,
Yeah.
at the mill. So,
Is that glued together now?
huh?
Is that all glued up?
Oh no, this ain't glued at all.
Ah, check it out. Oh, that I thought you were talking about as adjustments.
No, I just kind of set it up, and actually it's upside down. Really, I mean, the top block is on the bottom side here.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
see?
okay.
But I just had to see what the fuselage was going to look like. You know.
You got all your bulkheads and all that all in it?
No, but the bulkheads, wherever these are at, that's where the bulkhead is underneath.
Oh, okay.
So these all match up. So I figured, you know, I could get a nice, good, square, tight fit. You know, not super tight, but not loose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right where the bulkheads were. So I figured I better just do that. And because when I flip that upside down, these will also help me line up the sides on here, you know, my top block.
Yeah.
To get them perfect.
So then you can take the center ones out when you put your wing in then, huh?
Yeah, I could take these completely out.
And then install the wing. Yeah, that'll work nice. Hold it all in place.
Yeah, especially, like, I set my incident. I do a lot of, construction work. I used to do a lot of decks and stuff. So that's all I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Good.
A quarter-inch
Just carriage
bolt.
bolt. Yeah.
It takes a little bit because there's 18 of them. But the keyhole, are you familiar with a keyhole bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it's great. These things slide right in place. Been wanting one for a while. I built one built up fuselage, and that was a Stuka. And man, that was a pain in the ass. I wanted to hold it nice and straight, and I didn't have a jig, and had to make something up, and it just didn't turn out the way I'd. I like being pretty precise, as precise as I can get.
So you're going to start selling them for $50 a piece?
I don't know about that.
Oh,
Make up about like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Selling my swap meets.
what?
The base isn't that hard to make. It's these right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got mine. I'm going to say I got mine started, but I got it like this. Because it was a board for a wing jig. And it's got hollowed at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And let's see, here, and here, where they had the little jig part to hold the leading edge.
Yep.
Now I'm not sure how he did the back end, but I mean, you can see where all the ribs would go and whatnot. But it's
I thought the back end was almost like the front end.
that's what I would imagine, but it's not drilled out that way. So I don't know what he done or how he had it arranged. But I got somebody making me a little 90s, kind of similar to like what you got. And all I got to do is just, drill around it and do the same thing, carrots, bolts, and nuts and nuts.
Someone's phone's blowing up.
Yeah, that was me.
Going on.
Huh?
It's me. Hang on, let me mute my.
Okay. Well, look.
Hello, this is the Mule Barn. Head Jackass speaking. You head Jackass?
I was gonna lob you over the state line.
Jamie, I still can't believe they didn't do anything about your truck, man. I mean,
yeah, they did.
Didn't get the people. Did they get the people?
Oh, I don't care if they ever get the people. I got paid. I don't care no more.
Have you got your new vehicle yet?
I'm going to get it tomorrow.
Did you get the minivan or SUV?
SUV.
Which one?
It's a Dodge Journey.
Journey.
I'm not familiar with that.
Hey, at least you got a Dodge.
Yeah, I'm a Ford guy. Watch out.
Man, I love my Dodge truck. I got a Dodge 4-wheel drive Dakota, but it's got a Bighorn in it. It's got a V8 in it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a mid-sized, it's a littler truck, you know what I mean? Right. But it's got a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I used to have a Dakota.
I get on the interstate and and I want to get around somebody or 2-lane highway, buddy, I'm gone.
Charles, what are you doing, buddy?
Oh, I have this flying buddy of mine bought out a plane that he just finished, and I was going to share some pictures with you.
I just see you clicking back and forth with a black screen. That's what I was wondering about.
Let me see here what's going on here. Let's see here. Okay, there I am. Myself anyway. Let's see here.
I can find a big picture of this.
Okay, where'd my huh. I hardly ever do a show and tell, so I always get all mixed up. Let's see. Okay. Where is the pictures? Oh, I hate when I do that. Oh, yeah, so often.
Hi, Charles.
Hey, what's going on? I had the pictures a minute ago. What happened to them?
What, your pictures?
Yeah, I had pictures I took today. Let's see here. Hang on one second. Okay.
Gosh, I'm snackless. I need to go get me a snack. Oh, I see some goldfish. That's what I want.
Goldfish?
Yeah, hang on. Let me go. That's just the dregs of a bag, but go grab my goldfish.
All right, you got to go up this now. I'll get this thing hooked up. Where did I put those pictures at? Oh. Here we go, Dave Sabon. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Hey, you affected by them storms that's coming out of the Pacific heading towards you, Charles?
You know what? I haven't paid attention to the weather lately, so I didn't even know about it till just a second ago when you mentioned it.
Oh yeah, there's 3 storms back to back heading your way. One of them's gonna dump 8, and this first one's gonna dump 8 inches of rain.
That's all I need.
Crap.
All right, look, that's basically what it looks like. If y'all could, if my screen ain't black.
Oh, that looks pretty nice.
I mean, that's not the exact one, but it's, you know, mine's similar to that, just black and a few other little details.
Yeah, that one there looks like it's charcoal, sort of.
Yeah, and it got like a third. It's got 3 rows of seats in it, and the 2 back rows fold flat. I mean, completely flat. Plus, I got floor storage in the floor under the seats.
Pretty cool, man. That's the same color as my truck.
Excuse me.
That's pretty cool. Hey, you guys want to see my my couple of squirrel feeders that I'm gonna give away for Christmas?
Sure.
Made out of red cedar.
It ain't a 90. Yeah, I was about to say a 90 with a nail.
Yeah, see, it looks like a little picnic table.
We
Yeah. That way the 2 babies, there could be 2 on one corn on the cob that goes up there.
Like we make ours similar to that, so we just use the 90 and have the one screw or the nail going through the bottom up and screw the other one in. Yeah, right when they get on top of it, pop!
That's awful.
Oh man, no, that's good. That's good, man.
Wait, what do? You make squirrel gumbo?
Squirrel sauce.
Make dead squirrel.
A squirrel stew, as they call it. We call it a sauce, a gravy. Oh yeah, bro. Squirrel and rabbit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of them's my dad. That way, I know for sure I can get him out of the house and get him to fill that back up. He's got a lot of squirrels. There's probably 4 or 5 of them he's gonna have to keep fed.
Hey, Tom.
There?
Tom, let me get a 46 LA, bro.
You got some money there.
Let me get a 46 LA, man.
Good Lord.
Man. You got some money there.
Hey, once you know my address. In fact, I take PayPal. Just send it to me PayPal.
Oh shit.
Huh?
Now, got the insurance company?
That's some of it.
Oh, it's already gone then.
Oh no. This is not even half of it.
It's gone. Well, you're
this is
rich.
just my down payment for that journey.
Yeah, it couldn't happen at a better time with Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas and all that. Yeah.
Right? You ain't lying there. Man,
Yeah, now you can get whatever you need for your hobby.
Yeah, man, we got our Christmas shopping done 2 nights ago. We're done. Yeah.
I was gonna order a Roadjet 67, but I've been told to wait till my buddies test out the 76 to see if it's indeed better than the 67. And if it is, I'm just gonna get the 76.
Yeah, bigger is better.
Man, I'd love to have a Roadjet. I'd love to get up to 60s and 70 size planes, but it's just a little too much wing area down here in my little shop.
Ah, there it is.
Huh.
You know, I like my 40 size.
Those are nice size planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that impact's not that big. I mean, my Gypsy is. I mean, I got the Gypsy 35. It's not the full blown Gypsy.
Oh, okay.
And it ain't that much bigger than the Gypsy.
David Phelps called that squirrel stew. He called it Brunswick stew. My father-in-law used to make something he called Brunswick stew, but we never were sure what was in that. I never wanted to be offered a bowl of it. I can tell you that. I don't like eating a bowl of slop, and I have no idea what it is, especially one my father-in-law made.
I think I got these pictures. I can share these pictures. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Who's playing?
This is Dave Sabon, the guy I fly with on a regular basis. This is a 63-inch. It's a plane called the Epic. It was designed by, I think, Jim Armour. And I caught him when he was getting ready to change the wingtip weight. So he had the plane on his upside down. And I was just taking pictures of it. There's another shot of it. But I think it's a really pretty plane. And I've seen him build. This I thought was interesting, the way he mounts the fuel tank. He got this idea from Ted Fancher, where when he makes the tank, he puts a copper tube through the center of it. And then the screw goes through that copper tube. And that's how he fastens the tank to the tank floor. And it really helps with shimming the tank. You can just easily remove the tank and put another shim down, and the screw goes through the tank and the shim.
Wow.
And that's pretty interesting. That's I think an RC type of plastic screw there.
Yep.
A
nylon. Yep.
And this is a Super Tiger 60. And,
that looked like a dome head too. The good one.
You know, I think you're talking about the K motor. It has a dish type head. This one does not have the dish.
Oh, okay. It just looks like it. It looks like you got it.
Not the dish. That's another shot of it.
That's a nice close fit between the spinner and the nose of the plane.
Yeah, he's I've seen him. I think I must have probably at least easily have seen 10 planes he's built, and he builds them from scratch. See here, we're gonna get the top side pretty soon. I just love the color scheme, which I think he copied from Jim Armour's original Epic.
I can't believe that screw through that tank doesn't leak.
I know, man.
He solders the tube in the tank, and then the screw goes through the tube.
Oh, okay.
And pretty soon I'll have some on his other side. Second, but I love the rudder on this plane.
How did your birthday party go at the field?
Pretty good. We had I only had like three guys show up. It was Dave Sabon, and then he was getting ready to fly this plane here in view, and it's kind of interesting. So I'm holding the plane for Dave. He goes to the center of the circle, and I noticed that the connector, the line clip connector, was
Yeah.
kind of kinked, and so I kind of hand motioned over to Kevin McElroy, come over here, and then when Kevin comes over toward the plane, he starts, you know, motioning for Dave to kill the motor, And I'm like, no, it just has just have to fix this kink. Come to find out, one of the wheels came off, and I couldn't see it because the wheel's underneath the wing.
Oh.
And that was kind of interesting.
Did he get to fly it then, though?
No, he just took it home. He didn't have another wheel collet, and there was something else. This plane has a couple flights on it, so it's a brand new plane, and you're not going to take any chances with a new plane.
Oh.
That's a nice shot of it there.
Yeah.
Very pretty plane. This is all paint, and I think it has auto clear on top.
It looks nice.
Yeah, this is actually his best plane or best finish to date. That's it. That's it for the show. But yeah, I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, that's nice.
How's your vector coming, Jamie?
I haven't even worked on it.
No.
I haven't touched it, Sue. I mean, the last time y'all see me work on it, when I put that trailing edge cap, that was the last time I did anything with it.
Oh, did you guys see Mike Lonke's video on Facebook flying that little electric thing?
Oh yeah, that little foam.
Yeah, it looked like it flew pretty good.
Yeah, that's an odd configuration with such a long wingspan, and it was 16 ounces, 48-inch wingspan, 16-ounce plane.
Yeah, for a half-A plane or whatever that was, that thing flew well. I mean,
I'll have to look. What Facebook page is it on? Mike's Facebook page?
No, it was Stunt.
The flying control line page.
Yeah,
Panther or one of them.
Jamie's
control line flying. Yeah, it's on there.
Flying.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look for it.
I mean, that was like the best. I don't know about all half-A's. I haven't seen that many. That was like the best flying half-A I've ever seen.
You ought to watch me fly some of mine. I got some pretty good ones.
Yeah.
Man, have you ever messed with that little hacker, the little foam wing, little hacker?
I know the plane, but I've never flown one.
I scored one on eBay last night for like about $50 shipped, and it's two kits in one box. It's all foam wing, comes with the covering, everything but the motor, pretty much.
Who makes it?
Core House.
What was it, Core House?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a half-A combat?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dick, he had something from Core House, a little half-A combat, and it flew good. But it just put he put just a baby bee on it. It wasn't, a real fast half-A.
Yeah. I mean, what a buddy of mine that flies combat told me is like, it's good, gets trained with, stunt trainer, combat trainer, but it's, it's not competitive to actually compete with, which, was not my plan at all. I just want to throw it together and just fly just for the hell of it, especially if it comes with two of them, put two of them together and go at it or something.
Yeah, I don't see why it won't work.
I mean, $50, I mean, it's only money.
Over on Cox Engine forums, there's been several little hackers. What's it called? Little hacker?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been several of those over the years. And I think the guys that fly them speak highly of them.
Yeah, I think at $50 it's worth it just to, mess around with.
So is your daughter in all of holiday lights and stuff, Jamie?
Oh, she really could care less whenever we was there the other night. It's like, look, Shelby, look at lights, and she's just, whatever. Like, take me home. I don't want to be here.
He's making those warped memories that have no perspective yet, and when you get a little older and you look back and things seem a lot bigger and different than they really were because you have nothing to compare anything you see to at her age. How old is she now?
No. About not even a year and a half yet.
Yeah, right.
16
Everything
months.
looks really weird when when you don't have anything to compare what you're looking at to.
What you need to do is that you just take boxes and fill it with tissue paper and wrapping paper scraps and stuff like that. And they'll like them better than the presents. That was with Samantha. I got her all this stuff, and all she did was mess with the damn paper.
Like Shelby, we had an empty box. She played in a box. Like a cat. Just played in a box like a damn cat.
Yeah, boxes are fun as hell, just like tent forts, I mean, what's more fun than building a tent fort with a couple of friends, especially on a dark, stormy night or something like that,
That was like during the winter and sometimes even in the summer. It was real bad weather. But mostly in the winter, we get my mom to build us a tent in the basement.
Yeah.
And
a blanket fort. That's kind of what I meant.
Yeah. Just a blanket fort. She'd somehow pin or nail or something blankets to the ceiling in the basement and then run them down and weight them out. And she made it, somehow she made doors and we had a tent down there. And me and my brother would go down there and mess around in the tent, get our sleeping bags, spend the night in the tent. We just thought that was great.
Yeah, it's adventure sleeping.
But yeah, that was my big time camping. I think in my whole life I spent 3 nights in a tent. I never could understand why anybody wanted to sleep on the ground.
Same here. I don't get it.
And when I was in the Scouts, I wondered that in the middle of the night a few times. And I remember Holly and I went camping up in the mountains with some friends on a rainy weekend in the fall, halfway up a freaking mountain. I'm laying there in the middle of the night and water's going drip, drip, drip. Holly said she looked up. She woke up and looked over at me, and I was just laying there with my eyes wide open with the water going drip, 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 like I'd just been driven mad. The next day, we packed everything up and drove about an hour down the mountain to some little town and hit the dryers in the laundromat and dried everything out.
Huh.
Oh, you know what? I said 3 times. It was actually 4 times. For some reason, we slept in the tent and it started raining and we came inside. And then we slept in it for Boy Scouts and it got down to like 40 degrees outside. We about froze our butts off. But I made it through the night. I thought I had hypothermia. And then we went to the beach at the state park and we stayed in the tent there, which I didn't like. But when we put up the tent, because the ground and that sand is so soft, we dug down about 8 inches, 6-8 inches, got down to hard sand. Boy, we put in the stakes and all that. And we got a storm and we got, I don't know, 4 inches of rain.
Oh, and it filled that up 8 inches up, didn't it?
Yeah, I woke up in the water, blowing bubbles.
Oh, God, like, that's awful.
Damn. So I get up, and my brother and my 2 friends, we come out of the tent, and by that time it had just started. But by digging down, we filled up first. We went in all the showers and stuff like that, and went and sat on the benches inside the showers and went back to sleep. And that was about, I don't know, 4 in the morning. We woke up, the whole shower room was filled with people laying all over the floor. And we're like, holy cow, you know? We went outside and our tent was the only thing standing. All the other tents were down. The pop-up campers were blown over. We slept right through it.
That sounds like a horrible night.
But there was 8 inches of water in it. Everything we had was wet. All of our clothes, sleeping bags, pillows. It was, you know. And then one other time canoeing, I slept in a tent one night and I said, if I can't afford to sleep on a bed, I ain't going to none of this stuff anymore. And I never slept in a tent again.
We have a new guest there in the
I
chat.
see that. Jenna Tools. I was just about to check on that. Jenna Tools, what's going on here? Well, we're supposed to be talking about aero modeling, control line model airplanes, and we kind of getting off topic talking about
There's a lot of guys who camp who go to these contests.
yeah.
It really is. But
when we're not talking about that, we're talking about airplanes.
Man, this is starting to look cool. I can actually now
check out Jenna here.
I can actually now what I've had in my mind, I'm just now physically seeing it for the first time.
Oh, very cool.
Does it look close?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what it kind of looks like? It looks like a modified Focke-Wulf D9 Dora, but with a modified tail. That's what the shape of the fuselage reminds me of.
I like the height.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Make it look like that's like the thing that, you know, Samantha come up with. It's different than everything else, but she kind of wanted to do her own thing, or, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
It kind of reminds me of a rivets in the rear end.
A what?
A rivets?
A rivet?
Yeah, that racing, was that a Goodyear airplane or whatever, the rivets?
Oh.
Cox made one in a half A, but how it comes off that canopy and comes down in the back like that to the rudder, that reminds me of a rivets.
And then you know it's gonna have a swept back tapered wing, you know. Wait until you guys see what I'm gonna do with the cow.
Oh, okay.
That's it. I ain't gonna say nothing until I get it done.
Now, is that gonna be LA-46 powered, or?
No, I've got that Randy Smith 36 Magnum.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I
didn't know about it, but it's got ball bearing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you told me about it like 3 times, but I'm old and I forget.
Yeah, I know. So I'm old and I forget too. Yeah, I remember last time Charles goes, "What's the jewelry look like?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you've been
Next thing I got to do is since I got the jig done, now I'm going to take my sides. I've got to cut my side. I've got to mark my sides out. You know, I want to install. I'm going to have to install a panel to adjust my elevator.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm also going to put a weight box on it just in case I need it. I don't know if I'm going to need it, but
You mean in the tail?
Yeah.
Just use your adjustment for the elevator.
Yeah.
Take that door off and put weight right underneath it.
Right. But I want to make sure that you know, when I put weight in there, that it's going to be secured. You know. So I'll try to make it in the same panel.
So good.
You know, but I don't know yet.
It's just about time to hit it. That's yours. You gotta take
Do you
care
think
I
I?
hope I didn't just kick out a good guy, Jenna Tools. I looked at the channel and there was no content,
of it. Here in a little
and
bit.
it had 57
How about 12?
subscribers though.
Oh,
7 inches wide.
Half hour.
oh man, they upped the price on the Super Satan. Oh no.
Man, the angles have just come out perfect, really.
How much does a Super Satan cost?
Well, the short kit was like $16 for the longest time, and now it's up to 23.
Who does that?
It's a Laser Works. It's a short kit.
Oh, okay.
You got a bunch of control
Who
line stuff.
owns LaserWorks?
I'll be honest, I forgot. I've seen a lot of his kits though at contests, like short kits given away for a raffle and whatnot.
Yeah,
And
you know,
it's very, very nice stuff.
as he does a lot. I didn't know if he was a control line flyer, RC flyer.
Nah, he just laser cuts kits, RC, free flight, and
Yeah, everything.
um,
I kind of wondered how he got into that. Already does real nice work.
yeah.
Got to draw, you know, got to CAD draw it or whatever, so he can cut them. And
Yeah, I've seen the shark kit that he had at some contests, and the parts look nice.
yeah, one of these days, I know he makes a short kit for a fledgling, which was an old RC kit. That was one of the first airplanes in RC I ever had. I'm gonna buy one of them and stick another one up. I still got the motor off it, off the one I crashed, and blew things off that thing till it got so oil soaked that it finally went in. But
These days, there's no need to get oil soaked anymore with all of the epoxy finishing resin or urethanes or options that we have for sealing them up.
Steve, was it the Sterling fledgling?
yeah, yep,
Yeah, he got it. $62.
yeah, that was a really good flying airplane. Yeah, but what happens is mine was all silk and dope, but the dope cracks, or when you're doing all the acrobatics or whatever, they must crack the paint someplace or whatever, because the tail got oil soaked and it broke a elevator. But once we got it, we could see. You'd be surprised. That was just like that one airplane of Wendy's in his video, and I can't remember which one that was. But it crashed, and
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's the
in the wing there, and all the oil that was in it, and you wouldn't think that Wendy's airplane, the way it's painted and everything, would ever get oil in it. But the only thing I can think of is that all the forces cracks the finish, and then oil soaks into a little crack you can't see. Or
Yeah, I guess it could happen. I know a guy that flies at Huntersville and at Triple Tree, Vinny Langella. He crashed a Traeger in a contest a couple of years ago, and it came apart in mid-flight, and it started at a flap hinge, and you could see the trail where the oil had just been coming in around the edges of that flap hinge, and it spread and spread and spread, and it's amazing how far it crept in there and soaked up the wood.
yeah, I
sponge.
can't remember what RC kit I can see, but I can't think of the name of it that I had, and I flew that thing for about 3 years, and I don't know how many hundreds of gallons of fuel was through that thing, but I snapped it at the top of the loop, and that was it. Boy, that thing started rolling, and I tried to get it back to the field, and We ended up picking it up, and that thing was so oil soaked, I could not believe it.
Wow.
There was right kind of back where it mounted up to the fuselage. It must have had a little crack in there on the paint or whatever, but it soaked it in and soaked it right up the wing about halfway. And when I did that snap roll, it just popped the back of it and hung it up, and it made the thing just roll. The wing didn't come off, but it just broke enough to where I didn't have enough ailerons to counteract the roll in it.
Yeah.
But I was doing rolling loops and trying to get it back to the field, but I finally messed up. And
Yeah, there's only
Yeah.
so much, so much you can do.
yeah.
That windy plane you're talking about, Steve, is the Red Baron.
Oh, is the Red Baron?
Yeah.
Yeah. In that video, it shows that wing just let loose, and boy, when he got up there with the camera, you could see how that thing was all soaked into the fuselage, the wing,
Yeah.
thing. You know, so I guess that somehow it gets in there some way.
Yeah, it just needs a little hole to get started, and it just wicks its way through the whole plane.
Yeah.
Like a sponge.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times too, I'll like dry wipe down the airplane to get as much oil off it as I can, because I was wondering about hitting it with Windex, and you thin it out, you thin the oil out even more. And if there is a little place that can wick in, that just makes it easier to wick,
Oh.
you know. But I don't know for sure, but I've had, a couple of them that's done it. And the other thing is my buddy Dick started it too. When the airplane's done, put a weight on it. And then as you fly it or whatever, you can weigh it again on the same scale.
Oh,
See if
okay.
the weight changes. See if
Right.
it's wicking oil someplace. And
That's a good idea.
yeah, Samantha's SB11, it started out at 59 ounces, and the fuselage broke when it weighed 63. So it soaked up 4 ounces of oil. And we redid the whole fuselage on it.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know what I found that really helps clean the planes? I've been using scrubbing bubbles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all can to use to clean your shower,
Yeah.
bathroom. That stuff works great for the airplanes. When it gets done, the plane feels dry. I don't know about every other product I've tried. The plane's clean, but it still feels kind of oily or greasy.
What
when
did
I
you
use
say it was called, Charles?
scrubbing bubbles,
Oh,
that bathroom cleaner, it foams up.
yeah. I wonder if it's got bleach in it. It's probably a lot of sodium hydroxide.
I don't know what's in it, but it
That
does a
makes
great job
it
cleaning.
slick. And actually, it's not the sodium hydroxide. Excuse me for not being in the picture. I'll be right back. It's not sodium hydroxide that's slick. It's the reaction with your skin cells that actually makes your skin slick. And if you didn't touch it, it wouldn't actually be slick.
Oh, okay.
Kind of strange. My chemist son taught me about that. I learned a lot of weird shit talking to him. I can't see the screen, so let me know if anybody knocks.
All right.
We should go ding or something. I'll be right back. I'm just messing around over here. I had to stretch out. Like,
excuse me.
is there an alligator in there?
Yeah. In my belly. All right. I need to get off of here. I need to get out of here. It's time for bed.
Oh, you got to go, Jimmy?
So you working in town this week, Jamie?
Here comes Dennis.
Oh, hang on. I'll let him in. I'm back.
Was that Steve?
I'm coming. Where'd he go?
Showing his new wing.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Hang on, Dennis. I'll be right there. Yeah, but hang on. Nobody can hear you except for us. I'm trying to let you in. Don't click anything. I'm having button problems. Where the hell did he go? Okay.
Jamie went out.
Jamie went out.
Jamie left.
It messed you up, didn't it?
Yeah, there we go, Dennis. Now you're in.
All right, good. How's everyone doing?
Doing
Oh,
well.
man,
How are you,
pretty
man?
good. Got off to a yawningly slow start tonight, but once everybody came in, we're in pretty good shape.
So what you building there?
My new Circulus 61.
Very nice.
My Rojet 61 rear exhaust.
Very nice. Very sweet.
Looking good. Damn, that's a pretty motor.
That it is. I hate covering it up.
I know it.
Yeah, no, that is a shame to have to cover that up. And that's what I hate about new cars is those engine covers they put on them. I love, first thing I want to see is the engine when I see a car. I want to open the hood and look at the engine, and now you can't see it.
Now, did you do that to the fins, or is that the fins on the side of the motor? No, down below.
Here?
Yeah. Is there?
That's the way it came.
Was it carved in there? Is that like a slot so you can get?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, it looks like he grinds off about.
I see.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's just machine fins. You know.
Very nice.
Well, what I found is that, but he's got the bottom done that way. Some of them are hard to get your fuel line up around the sides, but with that in there like that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
tough.
pretty
Right.
easy. You know, to get in here and get it along the side.
Yeah,
What
he does
size,
a good job on that.
screws and blind nuts do you use to mount your motor?
What's that?
What size screws and blind nuts do you use?
I used 440.
Okay. So do I. But I hear some people using 632s. And I use 440s even on my Stalker 81.
I forget what we were going through that, and Dick got on there. What a 440 will hold tensile strength. I mean, one 440.
It's a bunch.
That doesn't have enough horsepower to shear that off. What the shear strength is crazy. How much horsepower?
Is the motor even big enough for a 632?
It's not drilled out for 632.
No, if you drill it out, hell, you could hold that motor down with 220s or 240s or whatever the little teeny ones are.
256.
256. Shit, that would hold that thing in. I mean, to shear a little small bolt.
What they're made out of, yeah. Some metals stronger than others.
Well,
that's nice looking.
You got to pinch down to a piece of wood.
I got what?
To overcome the friction and how strong the bolt is to ever shear the bolt off.
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere.
No.
Well, actually, some people put, maybe it's more in profiles, put sacrificial engine mounting screws, because like flying at a paved surface, you might want sacrificial strength metal in your engine mounting bolts. You know, let the bolts break.
Yeah, it might save the engine.
Not talking about breaking for no reason, but when you smack something, you kind of want the bolts to break instead of the engine.
Right.
Well, usually the balsa wood breaks all into pieces.
Yeah, that has a tendency to absorb all the energy from a crash.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, you got a damn steel bolt in there holding that motor, and you got little flimsy balsa wood all the way around it holding it. And you know that bolt is so much stronger than that wood would be. You know, it's like the weakest link in a chain.
Yeah. So how wide are those cap strips? I mean, the illusion looks like they're
3/8 inch wide.
Well, that's what my guess was. I was going to say it looked like 3/8 inch wide.
I'm going with 3-inch whip spacing.
Very nice.
I like the looks of wider cap strips like that. I think that looks cool.
Now, did you make your flap
I
horn
get tired
too?
of cutting ribs.
Did you make your flap horn?
Yeah, yeah, and this is one of those the adjustable. So it'll be independent each one.
Oh, very cool.
And this will get tied in, and then with a where's my push rod here? Yeah, this is the push rod, and so this goes to the other flap horn. This each go to a flap horn, and then this, if I can hold it still, this bolt you can once that's hooked to the horn, I can bring it in or tighten it out. Go in or out with it to adjust the inboard flap.
Right.
What I needed to do, because I get tired of tweaking flaps.
Yeah, very nice, man. Very nice.
So
Now, is your
build a canopy that comes off so you can get in there?
yeah, I'll have. In fact, that's one of the things I changed on this was to be able to give me. I'll have an access hatch that sits right on top of here to give me access to it.
Oh, okay.
But I don't need it. Well, what I'm going to have, I got that, but there will be an aluminum tube along the side that'll aim the nut driver, the ball driver, into the Allen head.
Yep. Right. Yeah, you wouldn't even need a hatch, except really.
Well, I want a hatch just to make sure to inspect things, make sure everything's okay. I just with my last one, I had trouble. I had to cut in my last one and replace all the ball links because they locked up on me.
Terry Ford's.
I had a ball link lock up too. What
Terry
the hell
Ford
up with that?
admiring your plane, Dennis.
Oh, thank you.
No, he likes the motor. Yeah, got my attention too.
Yeah, you gotta.
How much does your stabilator and elevator weigh?
It's about 2 3/4 or 3 ounces.
Yep. That's what mine weighs too. That what's your horn look like?
What's that?
What's your horn look like?
It's the slotted.
Is it a double or just single?
Just a single.
That's a single.
Did you make that also, Dennis?
Yeah, I make all my horns.
Very good, Dennis.
In fact, it's getting easier and easier. When you get the proper tools to do things, it makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
And the proper tool in this case was a good hacksaw and a good hacksaw blade.
Very
and then
good.
a set of files.
So how tall is your flap horn from the wire to the top of the upright? I mean, the top hole, I mean.
1 5/16 to the very top hole.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, I've been thinking about taller horns, especially like on my Strega. If I had a taller flap horn, I think that would make a world of a difference. That's such a big plane.
Well, this design here is a little bit different. I went with some smaller flaps, narrow flaps. In fact, I had Ted Fancher look at the plans, and he gave me some suggestions, which I incorporated into this one.
Smart.
And so one was to go with smaller flaps. And so the movement of them, normally they set them up 1 to 1 on the ratio. On my other circulus, I have it set up where my flaps move less than my elevator. I have more elevator movement, but I have much larger flaps on that one. So this one may be 1 to 1 or just a hair less than 1 to 1. I don't know yet.
What's the width of your flaps?
What's that?
What's the width of your flap from leading edge to trailing edge? That's what you cut down.
Yeah, we went from I went from 3 inch down to 2 1/4 at the
oh yeah, you took off 3/4 inch in altogether.
1 7/8 at the tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shaved off a 1/2 inch off my flaps on my Strega, and I actually added some wood to my elevators.
But what Ted was telling me, he says if you get big flaps, and then if you get a lot of movement in there, all you're going to do is, you create drag, which basically stalls the plane.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, to answer your question, Tom, it turned quicker It turned better.
Turn better. Yeah.
Oh yeah, turned a little bit, turned smaller, and had better authority without the plane becoming sensitive. So I wanted the plane to just turn better, but I didn't want to get it to be where it's real sensitive.
Yeah.
So I maintained my same touch and feel, but the plane turned smaller.
Yeah, I want to somehow come up with some kind of hinges that are, you can pull the hinges and like make new flaps, try different flaps. And
Yeah, and that's what I do on this. I'll have a continuous hinge wire through it,
oh, okay.
and so I can replace them. In fact, all my planes I do it that way. Same on the elevators too.
You just cut the pins out of like Dubro pin hinges and run a piece of music wire through.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the smart way to do it. I think
it,
that's what I'm going to do with this one here behind me is do that. So
it's taken me a while, but I'm learning that everything needs to be adjustable.
Yeah. Yeah. You know that plane I was showing earlier, you guys, on the that Epic. He not only is it removable, but he has a tube going along in between the barrels of the hinges, and he just puts the tissue around it, so you can't even see at all where the wire is. Like on my Strega, you can see the wire through the whole length of the panel, but his are removable, but you can't see the wire, and it looks really nice, really clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Bob Hunt was going to use Sparky's hinges or something and make them so that he can remove the flaps and stuff.
Yeah, well, them flaps of Wesley Dix of that I have,
Yeah.
they're aluminum tubing that is. I used silk to attach them to the trailing edge of the wing, and silk to attach aluminum tubing to the leading edge of the flap, and put it together, and then a carbon fiber rod goes in between. It just goes all the way through.
Oh, okay.
Then when you want to get it out, I have a cap that has 256 bolts with a cap. And you take 2 bolts off, unscrew it, and the cap comes off, and you just grab the carbon fiber rod and pull it out, and out comes your flap.
Oh, okay.
So why'd you use the carbon fiber rod? Because it's lighter than music wire, or
Yep, lighter than wire.
Interesting.
By far. And it's strong. I mean, as long as you don't, make sure that you deburr your aluminum tubing,
Yeah.
wherever there's cuts on it, make sure it's really, smooth. I don't know how long it'll last, but Wesley Dick has had that Velvet One for how many flights does that have on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Plus,
Well,
you can pull them out to inspect if you want.
Huh. Yeah, with the wire, I just put a right angle bend, and I just bury it into a copper or brass tube, so it can't widen the wood.
Yeah, but you take that. What is that wire? How long is that wire though?
It's the length of the panel. I don't know how long that is off the top of my head.
What, half the wing?
Oh yeah, it goes the whole. Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, you take that wire and you take a brass tubing or copper tubing and weigh it, and then take the carbon fiber and the aluminum and weigh it. It's a lot less.
I bet.
Less weight. Yeah. Yeah.
Ed, John Pierce was saying something about that because he's doing that velvet, and you can also change out your flaps so it's not the split ones or whatever, and you can go with normal ones.
They're Wesley and Larry Fruits are building a test plane. So everything's got to be, you got to make sure everything's the same weight. You got a lot of hinges on that bi-directional flap system.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make the flaps identical, the same. I I don't really get why they would, I guess, make it the same, length from leading edge to trailing edge, but there's no air to go in between them like there is now. There's an 1/8 inch gap with airfoil slats that's in between the two in between the flap and the trailing edge.
Oh, okay.
So that's right there, an 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. There's a 1/4 inch of air gap right there. A lot of air gets through there, you see.
Yeah.
And
seal that up.
well, the design of this, because the flap is so wide, that it's supposed to give you quick turning corners, but not stall out. Like what Dennis was saying earlier, where you get too much flap and it'll act like a speed brake.
Yeah.
But I got it. I mean, it does corner pretty quick. Did you ever talk to another guy that built it? Is Dave Finalik and Jeff Traxler? Have you talked to Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff likes his.
Yeah. The thing of it is, when you build them, you got a lot of CG behind the CG weight. You got a lot of weight that's going in there.
Oh, okay.
So, like mine, I just made a scratch built plane. I didn't build the velvet. The velvet's already got the nose moment already figured in for that weight that's added behind the CG.
Oh, okay.
So I made the mistake. I should have went. That's why I took off that other motor and I extended that motor, that 4-stroke, out 3/4 of an inch. That counterbalanced that weight that I needed to do.
Oh, okay.
So you want to incorporate it onto, let's say, a twister or a primary force, or something odd or something like that. You need to nose moment a little longer.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I'm babbling. Sorry.
That's all right. We're listening.
Yeah, should be dead noise. Or dead air.
So, Rusty, you sleeping through the night pretty good with your hip now, and
Say what you asked me about it, Steve?
you're sleeping through the night pretty good now without.
Yeah, no, not too much problem with that. No pain wakes me up. My circadian rhythm is off, but I don't have any pain in that hip at all. It's completely pain free, and I actually took a couple of steps on it by accident, and it felt just like a normal leg. So I think other than the doctor telling me I can't plant it full weight, then it looks to me like it's healing really good. But it's probably going to be a month before I can put weight on it.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
what
What it's waiting for is for little, they call it bony ingrowth, from the big bone from the femur to start growing into the textured shank on that femur spike that goes down in there, and it'll bind up hopefully.
Yeah. Well, you'd probably know if you turned or rolled or whatever. That's why I was kind of wondering how the pain was. It's healing pretty good.
Well, I am restricted to sleeping on my other side or my back. I haven't slept on that side on the hip, on the operated hip yet. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't think I better until I ask him if it's okay. January 10th is when I go back.
Oh, okay, cool.
Fellas, I gotta go.
All right,
I'm going to bed. Nice seeing y'all.
Yeah, thanks for
I'll have another little contraption next time.
All right, we'll see you Friday.
Yeah, take care.
Good night, Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
I got a stupid question. I got a stupid question to ask. This is my first piped engine. I'm assuming that to adjust the pipe length, everything's done through this coupler.
Yep.
You just either extend it or shorten it. What if you get to the point where it's too short? What do you cut off? The end of the pipe or the end of the header?
If it's too long, you cut off. If you cut off, you always cut the pipe.
Okay.
Oh, you don't cut it at the engine end.
No, you want the gases to cool down as much as possible. Because heat is what ruins the carbon fiber pipes. So if you shorten up the header, it just puts more heat into the carbon fiber.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is that whose pipe is that?
It's I got it from Dub Jet, so I don't know who made it.
Oh, that's Rich Oliver. Yeah, they say they're really nice. Does he put in an aluminum sleeve into that?
Yeah.
Yep.
On both ends.
How much did the carbon fiber pipe weigh?
It's less than an ounce.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
it's
pretty
really,
impressive.
really light. I couldn't believe it. I was surprised.
And what usually, I don't know, in RC when we use the pipes, we would then start cutting them and getting the RPM up, and then do like an eighth of an inch too short, go the wrong, and then you pull that back to give you a little bit of gap in that coupler.
Okay.
So it doesn't rub, and that gets your length right where you want it. So that last little bit you undercut so you can pull it back. But yeah, that should be, should be fine.
What's next on your wing?
I got to finish up the push rod on the from the bell crank to the flap horn. I got to wrap it with some carbon tow. Finish that up. Attach the permanently attached the flap horn. It's just tacked in there right now.
Okay.
And, but most of the wing is done, and I got a lot of sanding to do. Finish sanding.
Are you going to
trim
show it?
off my bell crank pivot rod?
Okay. Are you doing the shear webbing or not?
Do what?
Any shear webbing?
Yeah, I gotta get the 1/32 shear webbing in there. So, but landing gear covers are all in there. Tip weight box is all there.
That
Slots
looks
for
really
the
good.
hinges are all done.
Yeah, you've been flying right along.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been able to fly. I lost my flying sight.
No way. What happened?
They kicked me out.
Why?
The area was a soccer complex that's owned by the fairgrounds out here, and they had a auxiliary parking lot that they now lease to Tesla, where their employees come in, they park, and they transport them from Stockton over to the Bay Area, and then bring them on back. So they have security guards that are out there now. And so one day I was out there, and the guard came out. I was flying while they were there when they first got started, and he was watching me and really enjoyed it. And then one day he says, "I got some bad news from you." I said, "We can't let you fly here anymore." And he said, "Why not?" And he says, "Well, that's what the company told us. That no one else is to use the soccer complex." And I said, "Well, what do I have to do, in order to fly? Because I'm not bugging anybody." Yeah. He says,
Right.
"Well, check with the fairground administrative staff and see what they can do." So I went over and talked with them, and they've been very, very cooperative. And basically, all they want me to do is get site insurance from the AMA, a certificate of insurance from them.
All right.
But to do that, I either have to form a club of at least 5 members,
right,
or find a local club that I could join and have them apply for the site insurance. And I found a local RC club that was willing to do that.
Oh, good.
So we're trying to get the paperwork all done, get it all submitted, and get the certificate of insurance. And then I should be able to fly again once that all goes through.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a lot better.
It's nice that they're being cooperative about it.
Yeah, that's really nice.
The fairground administrative staff is very diversified as far as the events that they run out there. It's not just the fairgrounds, but they have a horse track. They have 2 race tracks. They run a flea market out there. They have sports car rallies out there. They do a number of different things. So, and they just encourage to use it, because otherwise it will just sit.
Right, right.
Is it
And,
grass or pavement?
Huh?
Is it paved or is it grassy?
It's grass. It's a soccer field.
Oh, God.
But it's well maintained. It's a well maintained soccer field.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. So it's almost like flying
You
on.
fly off the grass, do you, or
What's that?
you fly off the grass or off the pavement?
Off the grass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, last year when Samantha and I was in Florida, where they fly there by Gainesville, it's the grass in between the track for the high school.
Mm-hmm.
And in between there is nice cut and mowed, and you fly in the grass there. They don't want you on the track, but I mean, you can walk across the track. They just don't want no, she was flying electric, but they don't want no fuel or nothing on.
This is a huge soccer complex. They have, I think it's 2 large soccer fields, regulation size soccer fields for the adults, because it's not just kids. It's an adult. They run an adult league and everything out there. And then they have about 6 smaller soccer fields that are spaced out, 3 and 3 off the 2 big ones. I mean, this thing is huge. I could put in there literally 6 flying circles. That's how big it is.
Wow.
And it's all grass. They maintain it, mow it, usually at least once every other week. If not, during summertime they do or in the springtime they do about once a week. And so it's not like a putting green. I wish it was, but it's very, very nice. I mean, I've flown on a lot worse at contests on grass than what I have to practice on.
Wow, that's great.
Yes, like in Grand Rapids, we lost all the fields there because I don't know if it was a park fire or somebody with RC stuff. They went to the county park and crashed into where they're having a picnic. It didn't hurt anybody or hit anybody, but it's like no more model airplanes. It says right on signs now.
Yeah.
It's all the county parks. And I tried to get to where we fly off the soccer fields and they won't let us, but I figured, maybe try some more, but that's the same thing. They got 8 soccer fields side by side. You could have a contest there like you can't believe. Yeah. And it's the best grass in the world. They sprinkle it and cut it and
fertilize it, aerate it, all that.
Yeah, everything. I mean, it's just beautiful. And we can't use it because of that. And we used a different county park, but once it happened at the one, they quit letting anybody, they put up all the signs at every county park. 5 of them, so you can't fly at any of them.
Well, the beauty of this is, they've been, and I've talked with them, told them that it is just for control line only. They can't fly radio control there, no helicopters, anything like that. And the other thing too, it's within a 5-mile radius of an airport. Yeah, it's 3 miles. It's 3 miles away from an airport.
That limits your altitude, right?
Yeah. So that eliminates the RC flying altogether. So, and I'm talking with the club and the president and the treasurer of the club. That's not a problem. They already have their flying site, so they're just going to add another site to their policy. And then I told them, I said, well, I'll pay for that because for the insurance, because it's only $80 a year for the site insurance. So I told them, I said, I don't want no expense passed on to the club. I said, I'll take care of that because I'll be the only control line member of this radio control club.
You get a few more guys though flying. I mean, John Paris here. We went to the ringmaster. No, it wasn't either. It wasn't. It was some little contest or whatever. But like 5 of the RC guys are starting to fly control line. Never did it before in their life. And they've all built ringmasters, so they can do the ringmaster roundup thing too. But you got them doing that, and we were doing fun fly stuff, and they were all having a blast. But yeah, maybe you can get some people into messing around with the control line a little bit.
With only 1 member, you must have short meetings.
Unless he's one of these people that talk to himself, and it could be a long meeting.
Well, I mean, they talked about, because you can form a club, but you have to have a minimum of 5 members.
Yeah.
Well, I was tempted to sign up all my relatives You know, I don't care if you fly or not, just join this club.
Yeah, you got to have a quorum and a certain amount of officers. I mean, you don't get to really be a sanctioned club.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have to have was it a president, it was a secretary, treasurer, safety person, and something else. I can't remember.
Yeah, one thing about it is you gotta be careful who you put 5 people in that club because you have to hold one meeting a year. So you like to be around them at least once a year.
Is it one a year? I knew it was something, but I didn't know.
Yeah, the club
I don't know what the meeting requirement is. Yeah.
He'll send out a text and it's like annual club meeting on this date. And there's I think there's 10 of us. So but we gotta have like 5 people there. And whoever shows up becomes vice president and this and that, whatever, for that year. So, but we have our meeting every year and pay up our dues. And
yeah, we at Carolina Gang has meetings every month except for around holidays like Christmas, New Year's, and all. Actually, we do have one for New Year's that week because that's our annual supper up in North Carolina, which I've never been to.
yeah, usually that meeting is when, you know, you got to have your officers there or whatever, and how much money and whatever they go through.
Yeah, a business meeting is what you have to have.
Yeah, we do it once a year, and out of the 10 guys, it doesn't matter what 5 are there. And
every time we do a meeting, I have to do a newsletter. So if when you see my newsletters come out, you'll know that Rusty's Club's having a meeting in a few days.
But yeah, I mean, out of all of us in the club, I didn't fly there one time last year, but you know, I think only 3 or 4 of us fly out of the 10 members. But it's just guys that keep the field, you know, just in case they ever want to fly again. But once you lose the field, it's super hard to get it back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Minnesota Mike's here. He's been here for about 10 minutes or 10 or 15 minutes. I just didn't notice it until now.
Yeah, I used to belong to 3 clubs until the one pissed me off, and they got the city to say they couldn't do any control line flying there.
I'm a Jackson flyer, a Congaree flyer, and a Metrolina Control Line Society flyer. So that's my 3.
Okay.
Except for Jackson's kind of, it's still on the list, but it's kind of defunct now. It went down on my watch too. I feel so bad about that. It's not that I was an officer even or anything, but I just hate that the club, after so many years, died while I was a fairly new member.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, you know, high school or actually junior high school, and I belonged to a local club, and they had control line and radio control, and we used to put on an annual contest. It was a large contest. I mean, it ran all the different types of, not just stunt, but it had like balloon bus, it had endurance, it had rat race, speed, you name it. It had carrier, it had the full gamut. I mean, these were big contests. You'd have a couple hundred people, show up to these contests. And so we put on a contest, and then in the club, RC was really starting to really take off, and there was like at least from my perspective as a young kid, as a teenager, it's like, we don't want you control line people here. So they kicked us out. The only problem was we were the only ones that were bringing in the money, because when we ran the contest, it was a profit that they were making. And so they kicked us out. We ended up going to another club up north of us. We had to travel about another 20 minutes to get to it. But and then within a year, that club folded, because they had no, they weren't making any money.
Yeah.
Right.
Then they lost their flying site and so forth. And I don't know why they wanted to get rid of the control line people. It was just very strange.
That's really kind of snotty. Kind of snotty sounding, but I've heard similar stories. I don't know why people got to be like that.
Well, I found it was like a basin for the wastewater. If there'd ever be a I don't know, something flooded over or whatever. And I had it set up that we are going to do radio control. We cut 2 circles for control line. We had another place for RC cars, for the 4-wheel drives, the dirt cars or whatever. And then we were going to do a thing for helicopters and drones, whatever. I mean, this place was huge. But the RC airplane guys, I mean, they wanted nothing to do with everything. But my whole thing was, if you could get 10 guys that did cars, and there was 6 or 7 of us for the control line, and then the RC, it gives you enough money to do things, to pay for the porta potties, the mowing, the gas, all that kind of stuff. But they want nothing to do with it. I guess they're still there, but I heard that there's only like 10, 15 guys in the RC club now.
Well, and we never had a designated flying area. We just usually found a school that had grass, and we fly off the grass at a school.
Okay.
Now you can't get into any of these schools to get them all fenced off and so forth. But we used to have plenty of flying sites. The only problem we ran into was, sometimes they go out and play baseball. Baseball and airplanes don't mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had, when I was a kid with control line, we had the airport, Gerald R. Ford Airport. And, we had huge contests there and stuff, and but they put in the Doppler radar and all that in that part of the airport, so we lost our field. And after that, everything kind of went down. I mean, because there we had like 2 circles for combat, had a couple circles for stunt, and a couple circles for rat racing. It was huge. But the guys could come out and do whatever they wanted. And we all got they're all control line, but I mean, did different things. But, everybody had fun, and you had enough people to pitch in, I think it was $5 for kids for the year. But that paid for gas and lawnmowers and a shed. And it worked out really good. But, now you're on the whim of when they mow at a park and stuff like that. And if it's being used by someone else, same thing with soccer fields here. Guys are using the soccer fields, but a lot of time they're used, people are there all the time practicing and this and that from all these schools and clubs and everything else. So,
yeah, one of the things I've worked out with the management, because I only fly midweek, and then it's in the morning, from between 9 and 12 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
And I don't fly on the weekends. And I told them, I says, I won't fly if they're playing, got soccer matches or whatever. I says, no, I will vacate, And so I've really opened up, the dialogue, and really got a nice spirit of cooperation with the management staff. They've been very, very receptive to that. I didn't go in there and like bullnose my way in there and say, hey, I want to use your property. I pay my taxes. I want to use it. No one's using it. So, but I just explained. I said, I told them, hey, I just got kicked out. I've been flying here for a couple of years, and since you leased it out to Tesla, now I can't get in there. They won't let me in there. So, is there something that I can do so I can go in there and use it, because no one's using this area. Kids are in school during school, so it's usually not a problem. So, and he said, yeah, nah, we just get us a certificate of insurance, and we'll get you in there. I said, fantastic.
Is this called site insurance?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's site insurance.
Yeah.
Is what it's through the AMA, because I ended up talking to the AMA, and they gave me what my options were. I cannot buy as an individual site insurance. I have to be run through a club.
I know everybody says bad things about the AMA, but they make it possible for us to do a lot of things that we have fun doing.
The individual I talked to, I can't remember his name now, but he was extremely helpful in laying out what I needed to do and so forth. He gave me names of clubs, phone numbers, and everything. And then he showed me on their website where I can get that information too.
Yeah.
So, but the first club I called and talked with the president, he says, "Yeah, we can do that. That's not a problem. We'd be more than happy to do that. We could use some control line people."
Cool.
Right.
Hey guys, it's
No,
midnight Friday.
Wait a minute. That's something locked up there. What'd you say, Steve?
I gotta get. It's midnight, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
yeah.
All
So
right. Well,
I'll talk to you guys all later.
yeah. Have a good week.
Thanks. You guys
Good
too.
night.
Take her easy.
take care, Steve.
Take care, Steve.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm ready to go too.
Oh man. Okay.
I was up early this morning. That's why I'm wanting to bail.
Oh, I understand. I'm just
Yeah.
Charles, you building anything?
I've been too busy being a mechanic lately.
Oh,
I've
I
been
can't-
working on my cars.
I can't go out to my shop, so that puts a stifle on my building. But soon come. Okay, guys. Well, had a fun show. Got off topic a little bit. Got back on topic. Got visited by somebody I killed. I hope they weren't a good guy. I checked it out. I'm pretty sure it was not a good guy. And so anyway, y'all have a great week, and we'll see you back on Friday night. And same for you guys over on the tube. Thank you for visiting, and we'll see you back Friday night. So fair winds, tight lines. Thank you.
good night.
Yeah,
Good
good
night.
night.
Stop broadcast.